You lose power the exact second you try to prove you're right. And that hurts to hear because we've been conditioned to do the exact opposite. Whenever someone questions your stance, your decision, your personality, what's the automatic reaction? To explain, to justify, to defend yourself, to show that it wasn't quite like that. And it seems mature to do that. But here's the uncomfortable truth. In the social game, those who over-explain themselves put themselves below. And it's not about ego. It's about the psychological structure of power. There's a microscopic moment, a fraction of a second when someone confronts you, and that's where the invisible hierarchy is defined. Either you react, or you control the framing. And most people lose this game before they even realize they were playing, because defending yourself seems like a virtue, but strategically, it's emotional submission. Let's organize this. When you defend yourself, you implicitly accept that the other person has the authority to judge you. You enter his field. You play by his rules. You validate the accusation as something that needs to be answered. And from then on, no matter how good your explanation is, you've already lost the position. Machiavelli understood something most ignore. Power isn't in what is true, it's in what is perceived, and perception is shaped by behavior under pressure. Pay attention to this because it changes how you position yourself from today onwards. Those who explain assert themselves. Those who remain silent impose. But hold on. I'm not talking about becoming arrogant. I'm not talking about becoming cold. I'm not talking about being reactive in reverse. I'm talking about strategic emotional control. There's a brutal difference between strength and immunity. Strength still reacts. Immunity doesn't need to. And this is where Machiavelli's trick to instantly reverse power comes in. When attacked, don't dispute the accusation. Challenge the framing. I'll show you how this works in practice. Imagine a meeting. Someone says, "I don't know if this idea was well thought out." What do most people do? They start explaining, justifying, defending every detail, and the whole room feels the tension. Now observe the opposite movement. You listen, pause, silence, stable gaze, and you respond, which part do you believe wasn't well thought out? Do you notice what happened? You didn't defend yourself. You shifted the focus. Now the other person needs to sustain the attack. They need to perform. They need to prove it. And the room starts watching them. The power has shifted instantly. This is the point that almost no one understands. Whoever reacts loses the center. Whoever maintains the center controls the rhythm. And whoever controls the rhythm controls perception. Let's delve deeper. Why do we defend ourselves? Because we want to be understood. We want justice. We want validation. We want to clean up our image. But here's a necessary confrontation. Do you want clarity or do you want control? Clarity is emotional comfort. Control is strategic positioning. And you need to decide which game you're playing. Because you can't want authority and at the same time beg to be understood. That creates a confusing aura. And confused people don't command environments. Now let me show you an even more subtle pattern. In relationships, your partner says, "You don't care about me anymore." If you engage in disorganized emotional explanation, you validated the framing. Now you're trying to prove something, but if you breathe, maintain your posture, and he replies, "That's not how I see it." Short, firm, without excess. What happens? The accusation loses strength. The other person needs to reorganize their own narrative. You didn't deny it, you didn't fight, you didn't beg. You stood your ground. And that completely changes the dynamic. Now I'm going to confront you with something important. Maybe you're defending yourself too much in life, at work, in your family, on the internet, in your friendships. Maybe you're constantly trying to explain who you are, and the more you explain, the more it seems you need to. That's silent sabotage. Because when you pursue innocence, you communicate guilt. And here's an anchor phrase I want you to remember. Whoever needs to prove something has already lost ground. Now let's bring in a practical application. Today, in the next 24 hours. First step, observe your micro-defenses. Every time you feel the urge to justify something small, stop. Second step, replace explanation with a strategic question instead of, "That's not what I meant." Use, "What exactly did you understand?" Third, practice uncomfortable silence. 2 seconds of pause before responding to any provocation. 2 seconds completely change the emotional hierarchy, because controlled silence creates mystery, and mystery generates respect. But here's an important point. This isn't about manipulation. It's about not letting yourself be manipulated. It's not about humiliating. It's about not begging. There's a brutal difference. The true strategist doesn't seek to destroy the other. He, she, but it doesn't give away its own center. Now let me crush one final illusion. You think you need a good reputation to have power. You don't. You need a solid reputation. And a solid reputation isn't built by explaining every criticism. It's built by being consistent, calm, predictable only in your posture, and unpredictable in your reaction. People start to notice something. He doesn't react. She doesn't engage in emotional warfare. It's not easy to provoke. And you know what happens? The attacks decrease, not because you fought back, but because it's not worth it. You've become energetically expensive to attack. And that's real power. Now I want to ask you a direct question. In which areas of your life are you playing defense? At work, in your family, on social media, in your projects? What if you decided, starting today, to live in definition, not in defense? Because when you stop defending yourself, something curious happens. People start defending you. They say, "That was unnecessary. He didn't need to hear that. She's always been consistent. And you didn't ask for anything." That's social leverage. Now listen carefully. You don't win arguments, you eliminate the need for them. You don't need to seem strong, you need to be unflappable. And that's practice. It's not personality, it's repeated decision. So here's your practical commitment. Today, choose a situation where you would normally justify yourself. And don't. Breathe. Ask. Or simply end with, "Understood." Time will tell. Interesting point. No irony, no aggression, no anxiety. Just be present and observe what happens. Observe how the environment reorganizes itself. Because deep down, people respect more those who can't be emotionally manipulated. If this message resonated with you, I want you to comment below with a simple phrase, "I don't play defense. It's not for me. It's for you to internally mark this decision." And if you choose to evolve to this level of strategic awareness, stay here with us. We transform clarity into movement. And remember, awareness without action is a comfortable illusion.